Hi, boys and girls. Today is a big day. Today, we start a new bend of this writing unit. So, we've been doing a lot of prep work to get ourselves ready. And today, it is finally time to put pencil to paper, or in this case, fingers to keypad, and get these stories going. Now, what I want you to do is make sure that as you're picking a story, you should have picked a story. Make sure as you're picking that story that it's really one that is going to be focused. I kind of talked about this last week in my video, but we want to make sure that we're picking a seed, not a watermelon idea, which I know you've referred to in past years. Remember, a watermelon idea is like my entire vacation to Disney World. It's too long, right? That's a huge long week-long vacation. It's going to be too much. So instead, we might zoom that into the best ride we had at Disney World. Maybe we were really scared and we faced a fear going on this ride, and we're just going to tell that seed story of that one ride. So take a second, pause the video, double check and ask yourself, is my story that I chose, remember I'm choosing my dad's about finding out that he couldn't be on the football team, is that story truly a seed story or a watermelon story? If it is watermelon, can you make it a seed story or do you need to pick a different one? All right, then let's get going today. So for today, what you are going to be working on is flash drafting. Now, this means writing this story as a piece of literature, a story. I don't want to read a boring summary of and then this and then this and then this. That will put Miss Thielen to sleep. I want to read a story where I am in your main character's shoes, going through what they're going through, feeling the feelings that they're feeling, and reading it like a book. Now, this is kind of like drawing a portrait, right? In art, sometimes you do a quick sketch of something before you actually turn that into your final draft. And that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to get our hands on our keyboards and type fast, fast, fast and get our ideas out. And then we'll work the rest of this week and next fixing it and making it truly a masterpiece and something we're proud of. So you're going to learn today that writers fill themselves up with this true thing that happened. In your case, the true story that is your person's story. So my dad's story is what I'm filling myself up with. And then I think about how to start the story and I keep my mind on that mental movie of what's happening and I type it all out and I get those ideas out onto paper. And the goal here really is to get my whole first draft done in a day. So I'm going to just think fast and get the thoughts out so that then I can work the rest of this week fixing it rather than carrying on with drafting. Now, we're going to work really hard today to make this a magical day of writing. And to do this, there are a few steps that I want us to go through. First off, we should be silent, right? We should find that silent area in our house to be working so I'm completely focused. We're only going to have about 20-30 minutes right now to get this done. So we've got to be focused. Next, you should be listening to the story you're telling. There should be some place that really hits your heart, that tells the theme of the story, the lesson you're trying to teach, and really try to portray that the whole time you're writing. Then replay that part again and make that mental movie in your mind. Because if it's here, then it's easy to get it out on the keys as you're typing it. And as this happens, try to remember those parts that maybe you're lacking some detail in. You might need to fill in some of those gaps. Like, does it really matter if I'm accurate with what color shirt my dad was wearing? Probably not. So if I feel like saying he's wearing a blue shirt, that's fine. Okay. So you might have to fill in some of those gaps with some make up things. And that's okay. We just want to get our thoughts out right now. And if I need to go back and ask my dad more questions a future day, I can. You should be recreating a story that feels right. This should feel like a story. This should feel like a first draft of a story that you will be proud of by the end of this unit. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect or even amazing yet. We're just trying to get our thoughts out today so that next week and the rest of this week will work to make it amazing. Right now, I want you to reread your notes on this story idea. So reread the interview you gave this person. I'm going to reread mine with my dad, and then reread those questions you asked them at the end of last week for clarifying questions. Reread those too. Once you've reread those, I want you to close your eyes and imagine exactly how your story is playing out. So I'm going to become my dad. It's going to feel a little weird to be Todd. I'm going to become him, and I'm going to really picture all of the things that are going on and make that mental movie. Pause the video and you try this with your story. All right. Now, remember, we are fifth graders. Our stories should be pages long. And I don't mean pages with size 65 font. I mean pages with like size 14 to 18 font long. That's fifth grade level story. If you're writing this much, that's a problem. That's not a story, and we don't have enough detail. So we need to stretch this out through characters going through situations, having dialogue, telling this like a story. Now, when you're ready, I want you to get focused and draft, draft, draft. There is no I'm done early today. Keep thinking, keep rereading, keep adding details, but you are going to work the entire writing time today drafting. There is no time to waste. We've got to get to this right away. So we are done with this video. Get in that doc and draft the story out.